I see screen.
Yep, you're here.
He's had a good start, but I mean, he hasn't quite capitalized on it yet, has he? I mean, he's up fine, you know, but he could be doing better. I think very fast guy. Dan, I believe you may have muted yourself.
No.
We just told him, thanks, Kirikati. Yeah,
Can you
I
hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, it was such good content as well. You're never going to get that content back now.
There we go. You're back on.
It was yeah, all the content out the well. But anyway, as we were saying, we're going to have a little look through the running order and how we sit so far. So
actually, if I interrupt, while we were gone, Cham went into the wall. Brioche actually took his pit stop, and Bloomfield actually came back out. There we go. Take it away.
Okay then, yes, we'll start from the top then. Christian Mayers in P1. He's been up there for quite some time now, following the incident between the 240 and the 420 car. Then we've got Mark Antoine Landry in P2. Mohamed Afiq in P3. Brendan McVeigh in P4. Edgar Urick in P5. Horace Solchrome in P6. Jack Taylor in P7. Brian Shamsham, one of my favourite names of the race so far. It's definitely going in that special box where Madam Mims Mams sits. The special names of ACCSS. That's a great one. Kirk Heath in 9th, Charlie Martin in 10th. And then we've got the rest of the order. Axel Johansson, Jelmer Van Oyck, Julian Strasser in 13th. Shane Thomas now in the 240 car. He's serving the first pit stop of theirs. He's down in 14th now. Andrew Hearn. Got to press drive, did Andrew Hearn. So he started from the back and has done a fantastic effort to get himself up to 15th so far. Scott Walker, Faris Sadie swapped over from Nicholas Alvaro in that 420 Aston Martin. Stepan Couton as well. Heard he's had a few issues getting going, but he's found himself up into 18th. Keith Griffel, Paul Gratrix, Brioski served his pit stop as well. Butterman and Sutherland round out your order then. So that's the 23 cars we've got on track for you this evening. And I mean, this 829 Aston Martin, Lars, has had a few issues by the looks of it.
It has hit a few walls, taken a few pit stops. But that's really has given room, given some space to Sunderland to come on, and we'll see what happens because you're pretty fast though.
Yes, they had a bit of an issue at the start. They came and spoke to, I'll say the steward, spoke to myself just after the start. Apparently, Alvaro in P2 got a much better start than them and took a little bit of an advantage of the widget, the UI that Gareth finds so interesting, and managed to gain quite a substantial advantage off the start. But the game did punish him, so what can we do? But now they find themselves down in 23rd and with a lot of work to do. But it looks like he's getting that done early now on the number 10. McLaren of Butterman runs wide, going into the Hamilton straight.
Indeed.
Follows him through nice properly. First pit stop rotation comes in then for a lot of cars. Mayer still out in the lead.
You need to turn up the stream volume, Dan, because someone is going off road, but also because people can't hear us that well.
Okay, I've turned us up. I've turned you up in here. I've turned me up in OBS.
Actually, I think you should just turn up the general stream volume because
There we go. That might be a
It's
little
actually
bit
a bit
better.
quiet.
We'll get there. It's been a lot. The last stream we done was the great technical difficulty stream of season 4 with myself and Paul. So
Indeed.
having a few issues, a few alterations. So let us know how that improves in the chat. Watch Sutherland getting past that number 10 McLaren and's got his eyes now set on Brioski, the number 62 Bentley, who seems to have had a few issues since obviously coming out in the pits, but he finds himself behind Griffel, behind Smith, behind Heath, behind Gratrix, behind Sadie, all of which have served their pit stop already. And Brioski was up there at some point. He was up fighting with the big guys at the front of the order.
Yeah, but he certainly isn't anymore because, well, now the whole pit stop situation has taken stuff away, and, well, of course, Brioshi with his 30-second stop and go penalty probably hasn't helped himself.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. That'd be why.
Yeah. He basically just yeeted it out of the pits and killed a cone along the way.
Unfortunate.
I think if you're looking at somewhere in Maggots and Beckett's, you'll still see a dead cone.
Well,
Absolutely murdered it.
Absolutely murdered the cone.
But not much has changed in front, actually. Mayer is still just going on with a lot of clean air. In fact, so much that he is not far from catching P12 right now, which is Urich. So basically, everyone is just cool, calm, and spread out. And I'm just going to update you on Sir Race 2, actually, because it's the same situation. People have yet to take their pit stops, but it's still the same 3 guys, number 14, number 237, and number 690, who are within 10 seconds of each other in the front.
So why are these pit stop transitions? Should we go have a look at server 2? Let's go have a look at server 2. Let's creep in there.
Just give them attention, they deserve it.
Total professionality. You get the loading screens, the server browser. Swap over to server 2 and see how they're getting on. Just going to restart the broadcasting tool because I realise that's going to kick me out of there. There we go.
As you can see, it's a close battle. And if you love Arno Storms, you'll love this.
How's he getting on? Is he at the top?
He's in a P4.
What a great drive from him. So we've got Alex Jennings then out in the lead. 26 laps. These guys are about 10 minutes behind server 1. I think
something like that. 10 minutes.
Yeah, so Alex Jennings out front in the car, number 14 McLaren. We've got the 237 Aston Martin behind of Taylor Clark, Battle Goat Racing there. Good to have them on board, taking part in another community on Sim Racing GP, getting involved and taking part in some of our races. Adam Cavella in P3. Arno Storms, a fan favourite in the Twitch chat, is up to put his car into P4. And then we've got Nathan Wells starting in the 714 Coach Ollie Academy Aston Martin. Ollie Moss in P6 behind them. About a 15-second gap in between there. So Nathan's done a good job to stretch that lead out. Robert McGregor finds himself in 7th. Mika Manika in 8th. Sondergaard in 9th. And then Ruben Chavez Asheim for the Team E1 Endurance Car 91 Aston Martin. We'll stay on board with these guys for a little bit and see how they're getting on.
Yeah, and meanwhile on server 1, Mayer has taken his pit stop. And so has Afik, which means in a few moments, Landry will be leading the race again. Also, Kevin Tan has come on instead of Afik, and he's gotten a 30-second stop and go penalty for speeding.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's going to hurt an otherwise great start.
That is unfortunate for Mr. Tan. And Chavez at home has got a 5-second penalty, I assume, for causing some sort of incident.
Some sort of ruckus, perhaps.
Some element of live stewarding in the place this evening as well. David Cox comes to serve his pit stop. I think he's the first one in of the front runners. I say front runners of the sort of top 15. Bradfield here in the Team Brown number 2 McLaren heading through Luffield with car 55. He's going to pit as well. He's going to release Martin Roundtree in the 75 Aston Martin behind him. You know what, there's two cars I want to look at, and I've been watching their stream in the background of our stream as well on the other channel, and that is car
Oh,
number 280 and car number 281. So this is the Knicks racing team. They've got two teams entered in this evening, and they were running side by side. There's a little gap between them now. They were fighting at some point. There was an instant in the instant form where they both had contact with each other. So, but they're currently running in 20th and 21st. But these guys are really hyped for this race, which is really good to see. I've seen them in the Discord quite a lot. Loads of loads of hype, loads of posters made for their racing teams for this event. That's the community aspect that we wanna kind of promote here at
yeah,
ACCSS,
yeah, absolutely.
and these guys are eating it up. The car 280 car is now 30 seconds behind the car 281, the 281 car, sorry, but they're still side by side on track. And I believe the aim, looking at the stream and chatting with the guys on their broadcast, is the aim is to finish, which is a really suitable, really good aim to have for sort of their first
Survivors.
major instance. Richard Bradfield, event admin, team's lead essentially for ACCSS, picks up a drive through for speeding in the pit lane. What a hero!
Ah, what a hero.
Ollie Moss is in fifth because Alex Jennings has pit. Alex Jennings pit from the lead, I believe, so the leader is in for his first round of pit stops.
Back on server 1, we have had a full pit cycle now, actually. It's number 711 in front of 35, in front of 240, in front of 420.
Jump back over there in a second. We'll get some
Yeah.
nice big clump of cars here. Where's 696?
69 who, huh?
That one of the.
You have such a car.
Oh, I think he's one of the ones. I think it's a mixture of front and back runners.
Ah, yeah, that would make sense.
They had a nice little clumpage going together. Mika Maninka then filtering out the pit lane into 14th. Between Mario Roman and Martin Roundtree. So he's fitted in that Richard Bradfield slot. Actually looks like the 281 car that we were talking about earlier is looking to put some. He pitted? Oh, there you go. The camera's catched up. The camera loves Baggett's Beckett's Chapel. It really has no idea what it wants to do.
Yeah, cameras, it's a mystery sometimes.
Put the pressure on the 88 McLaren of Jose Neves. Jump on board for a lap. That's the rear view. That's the front view. There we go.
Yeah, that works. It's a view now.
It's a view. Gettysburg breaking up that partnership of the 280 and 281 McLaren with has obviously served his pit stop.
He has served his crime, so to say. Over on server 1, I just saw car number 35, driven by Long, do an absolute Tokyo drift on fresh tires.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
That's gonna hurt them.
That is gonna ruin a stint.
It was coming out of Beckett's, and it was just. I mean, there was a good angle on the car, but he did keep it on the track.
Have a little look at the front of the order now. Then Ollie Moss, Adam Chivera, sorry, Nathan Wells, Ollie Moss, the front three so far. Obviously, still yet to serve their pit stop. Martin Roundtree and Shane Rees both pitting now. See if the same drivers come out or if they go for their first round of driver swaps.
Different teams are definitely doing some different strategies for driver swapping.
Or stop and go for 75. That's the Martin Roundtree 75 Club Racing Aston Martin. Stop and go 30 for speeding in the pit lane.
Well, don't do that.
That's proper speeding as well. That's probably in and out.
Yeah, probably.
Why that gap is... Oh, I think the pit stops have shaked it out a little bit. But it looked like the 280 was dead on time with one of the other cars. Side by side for a marker, I assume.
Potentially. Ooh. Oh no.
We all know it. What's happened?
Back in Server 1, Adam Rayner made a bit of a fucky-wucky on the track, and he parked it, basically.
No. We're going to jump back over now and have a little look into Server 1. Server 2 calming down for the first round of pit stops.
I mean, Server 1 is pretty calm as well, but...
That's the endurance race aspect. We get these little...
It's 6 hours.
Green light, give it all you can.
I also have something called statistics now.
Oh! I love some stats. Give me some stats.
The average first stint was 29 laps. And that gives us a pretty good idea of how much tires handle. We got all the way from 25 laps to 31 laps, but I would say around 29 laps. That's what the tires will do.
Yep.
It's not that many stats, but it's stats, all right.
Stats all round. I love that. Let's have a look at John Smith. He's actually only 3 tenths behind Kurt Keith in the 68 Team Parker Racing Bentley.
And yeah, we're back on Server 1. Yeah, just checking. The current drama is about car number 10 with Butterman in the wheels, because he is faster than people, but he's dangerous when he's overtaking them, apparently. When he's unlapping himself.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a car around there, though, on the side. It was car 101. Celine Witcher.
One of 2 blue Bentleys.
I think they've just come out the pits as well. You might be able to have a look on our live timing app with pitbull.live/ACCSS for server 1 and /ACCSS2 for server 2. I'll give you the live timings for the races as they unfold.
Or you just click the link and pick a channel on the left.
Oh, there
somewhere.
you go. All that. Bonus.
Well, that's not overcomplicate things.
Talking of overcomplicating, should have seen the pre-race meetings. Oh, they were complicated. Ooh.
Well, for the Bentley boys, there's only one Bentley in top 10, but damn, it's doing fine, right?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's to number 1. Old Landry there, still plodding along.
Yeah, plodding along in the lead. So, I mean, that's how you do it, right?
Definitely, that is how you get it done.
If you just plod long enough and fast enough, you win. But sometimes people plod wrong. Consider that, Consider that's a philosophy. Or something.
Smith and Heath now both catching... Oh, Heath has just come out of the pits and caught a drive-through penalty, but Smith is catching Thorpe now in the...
Ironically, Heath caught the penalty for track cutting.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Which is like, he had 4 turns where he could cut the track, and he somehow did it. So not a great day for the blue Bentleys.
Oh, that 66 McLaren in front looking really squiggly coming out of the Hamilton straight. Trying to stick his nose in where he can.
And probably also where he can't.
Let's go back to Mr. Statsman. How many cars have we got on the lead lap?
Oh, give me a second. Give me half a second. We have 17. The last car being number 250, driven by Kevin 10.
They've got to be hanging on for dear life to be on the lead lap. They got a drive through, didn't they? I think.
No, that was Heath.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, that's not true. They got a stop and go penalty for speeding in the pits.
Oh, okay.
P5 before this.
Lots of work to get done. Steve Hughes moves himself up into 13th. Now, this was a bit of a danger man. We knew this was coming. They were down in 24th out of 25 at one point, with Stepan Couton in the car after a spin in the last corner. Now Steve Hughes has taken the wheel and he's got a mission in front of him to get himself back in the top 10 and potentially try and put himself on podium. He's definitely got the ability to do it. Obviously, this season's gold split champion, Steve Hughes. Driving along with two new teammates this evening. It looks like Smith actually managed to get himself past the 66, the 66, 68. Yeah, sorry. Smith managed to get himself past the 66 McLaren in front.
His car.
Got past the car, yeah, basically. Have a look at the rear end then of this blue and green. It's now become a prominent showing, really, on a really prominent showing in most of our races. It's normally the 666 of Andrew Hearn.
Yeah.
Skid Solo Racing. We've got Andy Thorpe in the car at the moment. Again, someone absolutely lethal with a steering wheel in his hands. He's putting some killer times.
But it's still P12 for some reason. He needs to kill faster and kill more.
Well, these guys are the guys that forgot to press drive at the start of the race. So they were half a lap down at the start.
Pretty much, yeah. But they still lost like half a lap on top of that.
Yeah. Have a little look at the lap times actually for the race itself. Everyone in the top, everyone in the top 10 has got a best lap. Oh, sorry, the top 9, all of them are in the top best lap of a 1:59. Axel Johnson's best lap was in his last lap he just done of a 2:01 flat. And then everyone's sporadically placed down the middle. So it looks to me, Lars, I don't know if you're in agreement of a lot of the teams putting their strongest driver out first.
That is pretty much it. And I mean, there's nothing to say there. It's just fastest guy go first, and then we'll see, right?
Yeah, definitely. This is the battle now for P12 between Steve Hughes and Andy Thorpe. Got the toe then going into, is it Club? Oh, he's gone for the inside. Does he make it stick? He can.
Oh yeah, but I mean, the car was a bit wriggly.
Both the McLaren's looking extremely soft on the old tyres at the moment, sliding from left to right.
It's not even like it's old tires; it's Tim Lapsworth tires. So. Yeah. Heath is back on track, and he's on the tail of Kevin 10 for P16.
829 Aston Martin obviously slowly moving up behind them as well. 5 seconds off this battle. See him there coming onto the Hamilton straight, but after both these cars suffering some sort of penalty in the pit lane, one picking up a drive through, one picking up a stop go first. He's left them side by side on track after an hour and 20 minutes of this 6-hour race.
But I mean, keep in mind the 829 has done 2 pit stops. So he does have a slight advantage.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, certainly he has done an extra pit stop. I mean, we were talking about this within our team ourselves, looking at strategy and what sort of calls to make. And it is certainly possible to do this event on 4 full pit stops and 1 sort of drop and go, essentially. It is possible to get that done. So
Yeah.
Good to see, though, after suffering 2 pit stops there, still up in 18th as well, that 829 Aston Martin.
I think it'll pay off, actually, at some point. Even if it doesn't make sense now, I think it will pay off later.
Yeah, you've definitely got to look towards the last hour of the race to see where people are making the gains. Keith then still chasing down Kevan Tan. Good to see him back on track as well, Mr. Tan. I think he's joined by his brother as well for this event. Let's have a little look at the sign-up sheet, who there's in their team.
Yeah, there are like 3 or 4 guys, I think.
Yeah, so Afiq, Kevan, and Joshua Tan, and Andrew Hassan as well. So, eventually 3 returning drivers we've not seen probably since season 1 or season 2.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, I think was one of. I don't think he was a champion at season 1, but he was like close to it, I think.
He won. I remember he won back-to-back races, didn't he, in round 1 of season 1 at Silverstone.
Yeah, basically.
So we know he's lethal round here. Another returning driver is the car in P8 at the moment, David Jessett. Coach David Academy is what we coaching Coach Dave Jessett coming back hopefully for season 5. Give some of our new drivers some helpful hints and tips. He's chasing down Kevin Braun in the 405 McLaren.
Yeah. We're having a bit of confusion here on the back end of the broadcasting team. Someone just appeared in here, actually.
Oh, did they? Who appeared?
Crashly. It's a number 240 party in this chat, apparently.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's just hiding from us.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ash.
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
New commentator for season 5. Ashley Bloomfield dropping into the commentary booth. How's it going? How's Shane handling the car?
Yeah, good. Yeah, same pace as the front 2. So I'm a bit worried about P1 actually, because he's flying at the minute. That laundry, I believe.
Close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah, close enough. We're allowed to get away with.
Yeah, that's right.
Close enough. Yeah, that's all right then.
Shane was 7/10 quicker than him last lap though. So
yeah, you got to take into consideration the back markers, the traffic. It fluctuates across the whole lap, doesn't it?
Quite does. So, Ashley, are you gonna stay here for a while, or?
Nope, I'm dropping out. I was just dropping in to say hi and
Okay.
good job.
Yeah, cool. And good luck on the track.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not getting my shower then.
you can go have a drink if you want. I'll keep the stream entertained. For...
Oh, an actual shower.
Oh.
10 minutes before we went live, I was like, I should take a shower. And then I got a DM saying, hey, by the way, we're going live in 10.
Yeah, it was 12 o'clock, Lars. It was noon.
Well, I mean,
it is a Sunday. I get that. I get it as well. I would have been much the same if it was any normal Sunday.
You don't pay me to remember stuff.
That's true.
You just pay me to talk and occasionally not talk. Or something like that.
Have a look at where the gaps are. Andy Thorpe on the back of Axel Johnson. Or Johansson now. Looking to get that move done around the inside of Club, I believe that is. That move done nice and early. Puts himself up into P12. Yep. Steve Hughes is actually up to 11th as well, so I missed a little bit here and there. I don't know if a couple of cars have... No one served a pit stop, but Steve Hughes is also now up onto the verge of top 10. Putting the pressure on now. John Smith, he's got 3.5 seconds to catch him.
We would like to look at Renner and Miles for P5 because, well, they're close.
They are close indeed, coming through the start-finish straight to start lap 42, sorry.
Because we gotta have a Mclaren Battle, right? Gotta have that.
Well, I have a McLaren. I mean, we've only British manufactured GT3 cars in this race. We've got to have something to. Eventually, two McLarens are going to come side by side.
And I mean, some people are actually suffering under this whole British car thing, as we just seen the past here. That should stick just nicely. But will there be a slingshot? There will not. But I was thinking, P23, Mbembrashe, he's normally a Lexus driver, and I mean, he's supposed to be faster than last.
Yeah, and they're quite a few laps down by the looks of it as well. I think they're 1 lap off of Adam Rayner.
And it's not like they've had any big mistakes or anything, or incidents.
Sure, to be honest, while they're so far behind. Yeah. I mean, the times they're setting are competitive. He's quicker than the 2 cars in front of him by a couple of seconds a lap, so it's definitely on here to get the overtake done.
But I don't think he's enjoying it.
No. It's a difficult transition to make. I've driven both the Lexus and the Aston in a large proportion of times, and definitely tricky to do.
Then again, P22 doesn't have that excuse, and that's Strasser, Rayner, and Martinez in the Bentley. They're Bentley boys.
I mean, their team name is literally
Yeah.
that.
I mean, they've had some incidents, of course, but they should also be a bit higher, in my opinion.
Definitely.
But of course, not everyone can be on top, because that's going to be make stuff difficult.
Certainly is.
Now, if I'm not terribly wrong, I think Thomas has just taken over long for P2.
Oh, what a hero.
Or
About to. He's got Long in front of him now, so he's within 2 seconds of that.
And Kiwikage, yeah, there are actually only those three manufacturers. British cars, British track.
4 manufacturers. Jaguar's in there. There's no one picked it.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, because obviously.
There was a Jaguar in pre-qualifying and they withdrew from the competition or changed car. I can't remember. I definitely remember seeing a Jaguar on the pre-qualifying leaderboard at some point. So definitely one in there.
Ooh, that was almost a touch there. But yeah, there's not enough love given for the old GT3 cars, like the Emil Frey Jaguar and the Ryder Lambo.
I mean, even the 2015 Bentleys, no one's picked that. They've all got the 2018 model, so.
That's true. Have anyone actually picked the old Aston, the V12 one?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that as well. The V12. I don't think there's any in here this evening. It's not even 2 o'clock this afternoon even.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been saying evening for a while now, but.
It's just I'm used to doing the broadcasting on a Friday night.
Yeah, and you won't be doing that anymore.
Can't even escape the yawns. I've still got 2.5 hours to do in the car, and another 2.4 hour race afterwards on race department. So
yeah, not terribly smart of you, mate.
Scheduling, hey.
Ooh, Long getting some gravels.
Shane is driving this car quite conservatively. I remember being in the Ashley Bloomfield nearly giving us a few heart attacks on the first couple of laps. Shane sitting in the voice chat saying, "Please stop, just take it easy."
Ooh. I mean, that's kind of a common theme with your team, isn't it?
Yeah, we just got to send it.
Yeah, and 240 just keeps sending it.
Yep.
In every race, every driver, every situation. And maybe that's why you're not leading. Man.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Still, it can't be as bad as your first endurance race, the AOR 12 Hours of Suzuka.
I mean, it was better than yours. So.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't shouted off the track, You made an enemy of everyone that day.
Yeah, we did.
But you've come a long way.
Oh, it's a little bit of contact there.
Touch.
Going into turn 1, nothing wrong with that. A little bit of door rub, a little bit of wheel to wheel.
That wasn't a door.
We'll stay on board with this battle for a little bit, Gareth, before we swap back over.
Oh, he's back then, huh?
Gareth is back, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I am needed in the car shortly. I'm going to put this battle to shame at the hands of the 240 Aston Martin. And just all this aggressiveness they've been doing in the first hour and a half, I'm just going to go backwards for the next 2.5 hours. So.
Yep. Well, thank you for taking over, Dan, for a little bit.
That's all right. So whenever you want to press go, I'll press stop, and we're going to run a short ad break here in the chat. If you've got ad blocker software, which I do not recommend that you have when you're watching our broadcast, it supports us in supporting you. Then if you do have ad blocker, then you'll just see the stream will drop down and come back up again. If you don't have ad blocker, then they're going to run a 60-second ad break, and we'll be back shortly. The commentary team of Gareth Ronda and Lars Carstrop's going to take you in for the next little while. I'm not going to put a time frame on it because I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to hand you over now, and then are you ready to press go, Gareth?
Yep. I'm
Cool.
hitting go.
Ad break. And